everybody, how is it going? It's the Fuzz. Got you a new deck! Not really. It's a deck that I kind of faced in some friendly games by the name of Sentient D, as you can probably see from what you're looking at here. It's a deck that tries to make use of those artifact creatures, right? And let's settle some things right now. First of all, this deck, while it can be pretty good, will never ever be tier 1. And this is because it has some very severe weaknesses that you cannot overcome. Well, you can overcome one of them, but not the other one. So, first biggest weakness is because everything is an artifact. Artifact removal, such as Dragonfire, basically totally counters you. And yeah, you can't do anything about it. If this deck ever became really good, people would start running Dragonfire, and it would stop being a good deck because you just get 2 for 1 in every case. So that's a bit of a shame. Thankfully, at the moment, it's not really happening, but I just want you to be aware of that. Second thing, bounce is really bad for this deck because the way transformation works regarding the renovation facility is that when a creature transforms, it only stays transformed until it leaves the field. If it gets bounced back to your hand, it turns back into what it was. So if you spent a lot of effort transforming a drone into a sentient and it gets bounced, it goes back to being a drone. That's really bad. So matchups with nature tend to be bad because of that. And again, that's not something you can do. That's not something you can help with. And you just kind of have to deal with it. So yeah, expect to get countered sometimes. But hey, what can I say? The deck can still be really good. And the last problem, of course, is Cataclysm. But for that, we do have Mind Extortion to help deal with it. Anyways, let's get into the deck. So, first off, Celestial Blossom is one of the 2 core cards. The idea with this is pretty simple. You play this with like 2 or 3 aspects, and you get to play an artifact creature for free. It's actually insanely powerful. And if it wasn't for the fact that artifact creatures have such weaknesses, this would have probably be broken. I imagine it eventually will be broken if artifact creatures get more support. As it is, it's just really good. I mean, it's what's driving this deck, really. It's an absolutely insane card, and it lets you push out just some absolutely ridiculous plays. 4 drones. It's a good start. Also makes it easy to transform your creatures. Synergizes with Renovation Facility. Also, the effect of returning artifact creatures from your graveyard to your hand is pretty nice. You'll rarely actually use it, but getting back an extra sentient or something, that's good. For Renovation Facility, that's the other main card. You play this on turn 2, you get 2 drones. That's pretty good. You can transform them into a golem immediately, actually. So if you're up against a lizard, for instance, you could kill it, right? You could just trade into it. That's pretty nice. It's an insane card, again, because you can transform in the middle of combat. You can transform something into the Militant Automaton, use the energy to buff its attack, for instance, and then keep transforming. And then the attack buff or the health buff actually stays on the new creature. You could have a Steel Sentient that's a 4/4 as a result of it. Keep that in mind. It's pretty good. And then we got 4 Ancient Wisdoms. I put this in because I like card draw. There's actually a lot of card draw in this deck because you're trying to get through your stuff as quickly as possible. You often end up not using it because you just try to like ramp out ridiculous plays. But when you run out of cards, you need to refill. That said, I consider this a flex slot. This deck is not like totally refined, so keep that in mind. But there's just not really any better creatures or anything. You could add more of these guys, but I don't think it's actually going to help you that much. 3 Militant Automatons. This card is actually pretty good, and you can transform this into airships and then airships into sentients. But just as it is, the creature as is pretty solid. You can trade pretty favorably with most things. It's a good 3-drop. 3 Airship Explorers. It's more ways to cycle through your cards, but also this with a drone and renovation, you can transform that into a sentient, and because it has 5 health and is flying, it means it's resistant to removal, and it can resist being attacked as well. It's a useful card. 4 library guards, more card draw, really good card. Why not have it, right? Steel Sentient, this is the boss monster, basically. You can get this out very quickly thanks to Blossom or by just playing like 2 renovation facilities. And it can actually be pretty powerful because you can keep summoning drones. And if you get to 4 aspects, these guys can be huge. Absolutely huge. And you can use those new drones to make like new sentients, and the factory just continues. But again, it's vulnerable to bounce, it's vulnerable to artifact removal, so it'll never be like amazing. Now the Dominion side of things, 3 Mind Extortions. I feel like you absolutely need this because otherwise you just auto lose to like Cataclysm. I mean, not always, but getting rid of enemy spells is very valuable. 2 Assassinate. This is kind of a flex slot. Like, you could put in something else. I just added more removal so that I have more ways to come back on the board. 4 Soul Flames, more removal. I mean, it's a great removal card, basically. And then 2 Draylas. Drayla is more hand discard. This deck does go to 3 aspects because Sentient requires 3 aspects. So Drayla is just a pretty good card. I imagine you could run more of her, and that'd be good. One other card I thought about, which may or may not be necessary, is the Djinn, because the Djinn can search for artifacts, and so many of your creatures are artifacts that Djinn will usually get you a lot of searching. The only problem with that is that suggests you're trying to play like a value game, and you're not going to play a value game with this deck because you don't have like Cataclysm, you don't have Karthus or anything. The way you want to win is just by overwhelming the board really quickly. For all intents and purposes, this is basically an aggro deck. But Drayla, you can play her, and you can remove your opponent's answers from their hand. And it's just a solid body as well. So, I do want to stress again, this is not like a refined list. Mostly because this deck can never be good. It's similar to Demons in that sense, though I think Demons are a lot more straightforward because the portal is just so insanely powerful. This deck can definitely surprise, and it can really put down some ridiculous plays where you can play like, you can play a Blossom at 3 aspects, and then you can play Sentient for free, and then play like a second Sentient. Like, that's crazy. Like, some decks just will not be able to answer this. So the deck definitely has potential, but it has enough weaknesses where it's never gonna be a top deck because it's just too easy to counter. What you see often is the top decks, people just try to play counters against them. Like, you know, Dragon combo is popular, so people try to counter it by playing aggressively and by running Mind Extortions to get rid of Cataclysms. This deck is too easy to counter, so if it ever became really good, you would just have no problem countering it. Like, Dragonfire, I think, Dragonfire alone is enough to just, like, totally crush this deck, because you get to kill 2 Sentients with it, for instance. It's just too good. Like, you won't be able to keep up with it. I think this just needs more support. When it gets more support, you can replace some of these cards, some of the Dominion cards, with like more of these artifact creature synergy type thing. And when you do that, you'll be in really good shape. Anyways, hope you enjoy these games. There were some really good ones, and if you're looking for just an interesting deck to try out, you're not necessarily trying to grind the ladder, give this a try. It's actually surprisingly good when your opponent doesn't expect it. My first encounter with it was when I was trying to play Casual Darius, and this deck just completely crushed me because I couldn't keep up with the ramp plays. So yeah, Celestial Blossom, I imagine one day will be pretty OP. Until that day comes, you know, we'll just enjoy it as it is. If you can think of a way to improve this deck, I welcome any additions to it. But again, I don't see how you get past Bounce just massacring you. Maybe you need to run more Mind Extortions because you need to get rid of Tornado Outbreak. You need to get rid of Cataclysm. Stuff like that. Anyways, enjoy the games, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm not saying that's what happened here, but I'm just saying it can happen. That's interesting. Is that actually good? I don't know. Is this a good hand to keep? I mean, I can ramp this out, like, really quickly. But, again, is that good? I don't know. Like, this deck is neat, but it has a lot of weaknesses. I think the main weakness is Tornado Outbreak. The fact that when you transform a creature and it gets bounced back, it goes back to what it was. So, like, I could spend so much time, you know, creating all of these powerful creatures, and then he just plays, like, one card. And it's for nothing. So I think that should probably be changed. I mean, okay, if the creature dies, fine. You can transform it back, but maybe not if it goes back to hand. Because, like, this kind of deck just has too many counters. There's too many things that just crap on you. That's really bad. Alright, so we can go Aspect and play, like, 2 of these. So, yeah, I can also play that. Oh, these cost 0 anyway, so I don't actually have to spend the mana. Oh, Corruption. What is this? I play it anyways. I mean, I could get more mana out of it, so maybe I don't. Oh, I do have Mind Extort and Drayla in the deck. But that's mostly against Cataclysm. Like, if this board gets Cataclysm, I just lose, like, immediately. Do I just ramp this out and go for card draw? Like, I can play Blossom into this for free and then be able to play Ancient Wisdom as well. I got 2 Blossoms, so, like, why not? Oh, goodbye, Blossom. He needs a Wisdom Shrine. What the hell is this deck? Okay. Another Blossom. That's pretty good. It's new OP, huh? If you say so. I guess I have to believe you. Okay. Oh my goodness. Chickens. Deadly and ranged. Whoa. Well, I mean, that's pretty good, I guess. I guess we're just gonna go all in here. Oh, yeah. Fuck that card. I could upgrade this into a ship. Maybe I should. Like, I can't kill these chickens ever, right? Actually, I'm just gonna destroy one of them. Wait, no, he's got a Moonlight there. Never mind, I was kidding. I was just kidding when I said attack. Actually, maybe I just, like, put them all in the back. He has only 1 shrine in hand. What could he possibly do? I mean, I'll get like a 1,000 drones on the board next. But he can kill one with this. Yeah, we're not gonna do it. We're gonna play really, really badly right now. See, like, I can never kill the chicken because it's a deadly ranged. Like, you cannot kill it except for removal, and removal in this game is rare. Maybe I should run Power Discharge, but I mean, just to counter that. I can probably chump block it with an infinite number of infinite number of these. Okay. Well, we're gonna go up aspect really soon. Well, now I have 4 of them, so I mean... Let's destroy this bullshit. I think I got a pretty good board here. Oh, there's that. Well, thankfully, oh, this is one of the transformed ones. Damn it! Dobrycy. Oh, man. That's pretty good. But you can't make the chicken swift, so it's not nearly as OP as it should be. They gotta be swift, ranged, and deadly. That's how it is. Does he have, like, corruption spirits in there as well? But that's what? Mesmerizing spirit? And then that's it? Payback time. Oh my god, it's Coronis. That's probably insta-GG. As in, I will lose vigorously. Most likely. Not guaranteed, but most likely. Oh wow, no 1-drop. That's pretty nice. That's scary. And we got Nis in chat as well. It's pretty neat. I can upgrade into a golem. But the problem is... Nah, it's 1 damage. Who cares about that? Oh, he can Raven. I guess I do care about that. Raven is not something I enjoy. Oh, I can't even block it. What am I thinking? Nah, it doesn't matter. I knew I was gonna do that anyways. So... Oh, Rage. So far, it looks pretty bog standard Coronis. Pardon me for my lack of enthusiasm here. Whatever. Ah, see, there's Cannonade. So far, it's just looking like that Chinese implant crap. I'm not sure they ran Cannonade, but they could. Just slightly different selection of cards. Sure, let's see if he's got Overcharger. Oh, look, another Cannonade. Let's get that shit out of here. Yeah. Not good enough a start to survive, it looks like. Yeah, he basically already won because like the Raven snowball is like when you think about it, it's insane. Like right now he can summon a 3/3 Raven for 2 mana, right? And it's situations like these is why we've called for changing Coronis, because it's just too good of a hero power. Like look at this, he gets basically a 3/3 Raven for 2 mana, and it keeps growing too. And because it's every other turn, you just keep free rolling it. Yeah, this is just totally dead. So no point in carrying on. I guess this is okay. But I really have no ends to like Assassin Raven. Because the only, like, I'm not gonna upgrade to a 3-speed Sentient just to block an Assassin. That's terrible. And then I don't have removal in the deck, really, so I can't remove Ravens. Is the other issue. My only hope here is just to smork him. I could actually maybe Soul Flames his Assassin. Probably should keep this. Maybe. But I want this, too. So I can make a Sentient. Tough call. So we can make a Sentient next turn. But it's not so simple. Like, I have to answer this. because okay, maybe we don't have to answer this. I mean, I do have to answer this, but I don't have to spend all my mana doing it. Alright, so I have to play around Cannonade. So to do that, I have to upgrade this to an airship so that it can take all the damage from Cannonade. And then we upgrade to Sentient at the end of his turn. I don't really want to Soul Flames that, but I think we're gonna have to. Do we have to? I can make another Sentient. No, I probably should, honestly. I mean, I don't like the idea of taking 5 damage, but it's pretty dangerous here. Alright, have I played around Cannonade? Yeah, I lose the drones, but nothing else. That's okay. I think it's unlikely it's Cannonade and Fire Blast. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that's completely fine. We start growing our dudes. He has Soul Flames. I suppose that makes sense. Does he have a second Soul Flames? Vats. Okay, I'm mildly bemused. Actually, hang on. Sentient. Sure. That could be useful. I can make another Sentient next turn. So yeah, this game is just smork basically. I got on the board before he did, and I had an answer to the assassin which prevented his ravens from snowballing. But you saw how it happened first game where I didn't, and then the ravens did snowball. Because like Soul Flamesing a raven is kind of really bad. Because you just go -1 card. So what is this magic invention? I mean, surely it's not just VATS. Well, no, this is exactly like the Chinese implant thing. Well, they're not slaves anymore. Do I sack this? I'll just do this. And, I don't think he can come back, yeah. So, these games seem to be pretty one-dimensional, honestly. That's the only real, shame of this deck. Is the games are a little bit, predictable. Like, it's just either I smack the board with a bunch of artifacts, or I don't. Like, it's an amusing deck. I just don't think it's ever gonna, like, take off. But that's alright. Oh, it opens in 2 minutes. Tech Ruination. Right. Okay, I'll play one last game with this deck. Then we play the, Oh, okay. He wants Ultimate Payback. Uh-oh. This hand is kind of slow. This hand is also slow. I have Blossoms, but I have nothing, no renovation facilities. Or drones. So probably a really bad shape. Yeah, he's got the New Horizons, so that's his god card. I want to say this game is already over, as in he won, but we'll keep it going just in case. Okay, there's a slight hope with this. If I didn't draw Renovation, I'm pretty sure the game would just be over. But it's still really bad, because he's so far ahead in the ramp. Yeah, and there's Moonlight. And Moonlight might be the main reason people are actually playing Cannonade. Well, I guess we're just going in here. Just total smork. Yeah, it's just gonna be total smork. It's the only way I'm winning this game. Oh my god, more fucking bounce? Give me a break. I gotta get the drone factory rolling here. Well, he's got the best answer to my smork plays because of the bounce. Like I said, this deck has just too many weaknesses. I don't think it could ever be competitive. I mean, we're gonna try it again. I mean, this is gonna protect the Sentient, I guess. Like, I just went all in, right? So if I lose this board, I just totally lose the game because I have no comeback mechanisms. That's oh my god, really? Yeah, that's just devastating. Against a deck like this, like, I just get mega countered, basically. Because he can just undo my ramp. Like, if I ramp out that Sentient and just bounces it back, he basically cost me 2 cards and, like, a ton of mana. So it looks pretty over. I mean, I did say it was over, but these 2 definitely seal the deal. Is there anything I can do? Probably not. Guess we can remove one of these. Draw some cards. I'll make a ship. But nah, that's too much. Like, that is a perfect deck to counter this. The bounce is pretty rough. And one of the reasons why this deck has no hope of ever being viable. Because you just auto-lose some games. Like, Rage can completely crap on you. Like, even the 2/2 Goblin that destroys artifacts is pretty rough. Because they can easily get rid of your, what do you call them? Sentience, right? That's pretty good. Do this. Can this actually hold? Yeah, it can hold. But no, he will win for sure. Oh my god, another. Yeah, I've had enough of this. I can't play against 4 bounce cards.